Hello everyone, today we will learn about the external morphology of insects in the basis of agriculture etymology. The external forms of the perfect insect mainly include three parts: head, chest, and abdomen. The head is the center of sensation and feeding. The chest is the center of motion. The abdomen is the center of metabolism and reproduction. The head of an insect has a pair of compound eyes and several monocular eyes, a pair of antennae, a mouth part, two pairs of wings on the chest, three pairs of joint legs, also called appendages. The abdomen is divided into multiple segments. There is a valve on each side of each section. It is the respiratory organ of insects. The caudal segment is the ovipositor of insects. The body is covered with a chitin exoskeleton. There is no bone in the body. Insects are the only flying invertebrates on Earth. Firstly, let's look at the head features of insects. The head shell of an insect during its formation process. Due to the invagination of the body wall, many grooves and seams are formed on the surface, and the head shell is divided into several regions or bone fragments. Due to the different burning modes of the mouth part, various head types are formed, usually divided into front mouth, lower mouth, and back mouth. The antennae of the head of an insect are born in the antennal fossa of the medial frontal region of the compound eye. There are many receptors on its surface. It is an important olfactory and tactile organ of insects. Its main function is to receive chemical information, substances, and mechanical functions. Form of antenna is one of the bases for identifying types of insects and female and male insects: weird, steel wool, serrated, tendon, rod, hanging, rosary, ring-like, aristate, gill leaf shape, and other shapes. The mouth part of the insect head are divided into chewing mouth part, piercing sucking mouth part, siphoning mouth part, licking sucking mouth part. Chewing mouth part is more primitive. Various other types of mouth parts are all evolved based on chewing mouth part. The piercing sucking mouth part is evolved from chewing mouth part. The lower lip extends into the beak. 3 to 4 sections. The anterior central longitudinal fissure opening is called the sulcus. The siphon mouth part is extended by the outer lobe of the lower jaw, forming a long and resilient bill that curves. Most of the extension of the licking, sucking mouth parts during feeding is the lower lip. The end of the lower lip is specialized into a sponge-like lip flap to facilitate licking and sucking food. Next, we look at the chest structure of insects. The thorax is the second body segment of the insect. Consists of 3 individual segments, successfully called anterior chest, middle chest, and posterior chest. Each chestnut has a pair of feet. It is divided into forefoot, midfoot, and hindfoot respectively. The middle and posterior chest are called winged sternum. Usually each have a pair of wings, respectively called the front wing and the rear wing. 3 segments of the chest are well muscled. The body wall is relatively hard, tight connected, support the movement of feet and wings. Each thoracic segment is constructed of a bone plate. Sternum is in the back. Pleurons lie in the 2 sides. The foot of an insect is an appendage of the chest. Adults generally have 3 paired feet, bearing on the lateral ventral surface of each thoracic segment. The chest foot of an adult is composed of 6 parts: basal ganglia, trochanter, leg, tibia, tarsus, and anterior tarsus. The nodes are connected by membranous tissue. Insects have different lifestyles. Adaptive changes have taken place in the food. Common types such as walking foot, jumping foot, digging foot, swimming foot, capture foot, powder-carrying foot. The wings of insects are usually triangular. The structure of the wing is often described as 3 edges, triangle, and 4 areas. Edge refers to the leading edge, trailing edge, and outer edge. Triangle refers to the shoulder angle, vertex angle, and hip angle. The 4 areas are divided according to the folds that occur when insects adapt to flying and folding, that is, axillary area, yoke area, gluteal area, and pregluteal area. The wings of insects are generally membranous, in which the vein functions as a skeleton. The arrangement of the veins is called pulse sequence. Scientists compared the pulse sequences of modern insects and paleofossil insects, induced and generalized the pattern pulse sequence. It is used such as important basis for studying insect evolution and identifying all kinds of insects. Veins are divided into longitudinal and transverse veins. Longitudinal veins are the veins of the wings extending from the base to the margin. Transverse veins are short veins lying transversely between 2 longitudinal veins. The wings of the insect, due to the needs of its life function, are specialized into various types. They are mainly including membranous and transparent membranous wings. Wings with long tassel hair on their margins are also called tassel wings. Scale wings are wings with many scales on the membranous wings. Leathery wings are also called compound wings. The end half of the front wing of the semi-sheath wing is membranous. The basal part is a leathery wing. Horny wings are called sheath wings. And the stabilized bar is used for balancing the body when flying. Next, we will look at the abdomen of an insect. The abdomen of an insect is the third body part of the insect body. Its front end is next to the chest. There are anus and external genitalia at the proximal end. They are most of the internal organs in the abdomen. So, the abdomen is the center of visceral activity and reproduction of insects. The abdomen of insects is generally composed of 9 to 11 segments. There is often a pair of valves on both sides of the first to 8th abdominal segments. The abdominal segment has a back plate and a web plate, side membranes with membrane on both sides. There is an internode membrane connecting to the node to the internode. So, the abdomen can flex, which is beneficial to mating, egg-laying, respiration, and the like. So, the coccyx are a pair of whisker-like structures. It's the appendage of the 11th segment, has sensory function. Segmented or non-segmented. The external genitalia of the male is the copulatory apparatus, including a holder, a penis, and the ejaculation hole. The external genitalia of the female is the ovipositor, comprise a dorsal spawning valve, an in-spawning valve, and abdominal spawning valve. Finally, let's take a look at the insect walls. The body wall of an insect is the outer tissue of the insect body. Ossification of that body wall make up the exoskeleton of insects. It is an important part of the insect body. It has the function of skin and bone similar to that of higher animals. Epidermal section, derivatives on the section of the body wall, is also called the epidermis of the body wall, which generally grows outward from the epidermis, such as bristle, poisonous hair, scale, and so on. The body walls of insects have different colors. Body color is also the basis of classification. There are 3 colors. First, pigment color, also called chemical color. It is formed in the body wall. Most of these pigments are secondary metabolites. The second kind, structure color, also called physical color. It is the color produced by the reflection and diffraction of light. By the spatial structure of the body surface, it is the result of a physical action. Third, mixed color. It is a combination of the above two colors. Most of the body colors of insects belong to this category. Those are the main contents of insect external morphology in this lesson. Thank you for your listening.